I call to order the Adrian City Commission meeting for November 17th, 2025. If everyone would please rise for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, we will have the swearing in of the new commissioners and myself. On ready?
The commissioners, but not the. Angie? I'll do you first. Hi. Are you ready? Angie, raise your right hand, please. And repeat after me. I do solemnly swear or affirm.
I solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of this state.
and the Constitution of this state,
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties.
discharge the duties
Of the office of mayor.
of the office of mayor
In and for the city of Adrian.
for the city of Adrian,
County of Lenawee. And state of Michigan.
and state of Michigan.
According to the best of my ability. Congratulations. You guys want to raise your right hand and repeat after me? Okay. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this state, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Commissioner in and for the city of Adrian, County of Lenawee, and state of Michigan, according to the best of my ability. Congratulations.
For any family that or friends that are here that would like pictures after the meeting, you can feel free to take pictures if you would want with the sworn in commissioners. Roll call, please.
Mayor Heath,
Present.
Commissioner Roberts,
Present.
Commissioner Zick,
Present. Zyke.
Zyke, okay. Commissioner Benke,
Present.
Commissioner Moore, Commissioner Schwartz,
Present.
Commissioner Chesser.
Present.
All
Present.
commission members present.
May I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Support.
We have a motion from Commissioner Banky with a second from Commissioner Roberts. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Zink,
Zyke?
like Zyke,
Yes.
Commissioner Benke,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz,
Yes.
Commissioner Cheshire,
Yes.
Mayor Heath.
Yes.
Motion carried.
At this time, we will have public comment regarding items on the agenda. Just to remind you, this is only for items that are on the agenda, and there is a 3-minute time limit. And for the record, please state your name and place of residence. And just to remind you that even though we will not respond back to you at this time, that is so that we can fully listen to you. And we may respond to you back within comments at any point during the discussion of any of the items or during our commissioner comments at the end, or even after the meeting. And you're always free to approach one of us and express your concerns with us that way as well. But we will make sure that if you have concerns that they are noted. Our city administrator is always furiously writing notes over here and taking note of all the comments. We will begin inside the city chambers first. When we have exhausted all comment inside the chambers, we will then open it up to the Zoom participants. We will begin now. Hearing no comments inside the city chambers, we will now open it up to the Zoom participants regarding items on the agenda. Hearing no public comment, we're going to move on to proclamations. At this time, if I can have the DDA members and our Main Street Director, I know he's present, any DDA members that are present to come up. They received an award, and we're going to give the Downtown Adrian Main Street an award right now. Thanks. So before I give this proclamation, can you explain a little bit about this award?
Yeah, so we received an Economic Development Award from the Michigan Association of Planners for the DDA TIF plan that was created with our consultant McKenna. It was about a 1-year process to go through that and really lay out the groundwork for our development plan over the next 30 years for the downtown.
So whereas the Michigan Association of Planning has recognized the Adrian Downtown Development Authority Board and staff, along with McKenna, with the Economic Planning and Development Award. And whereas by coordinating the Town Square Project, Riverfront Vision, and Winter Street multimodal improvements, the Adrian Downtown Development and TIF plan creates actionable steps to reinvigorate Adrian's downtown. And whereas the plan created by the DDA, staff, and McKenna recognize the importance of Adrian at both a local and regional level, according to jurors for the awards. And whereas the improvements in the plan are designed to bring people downtown, build vibrancy, and create engaging experiences for residents and visitors. Now, therefore, I, Angela Sword Heath, Mayor of the City of Adrian, do hereby congratulate the Downtown Development Authority, staff, and McKenna on their award, and thank them for their hard work and commitment to the City of Adrian and our downtown. At this time, we will move on to our informational discussion topics. And we have an educational topic tonight. We have Adrian College students presenting a Downtown Adrian survey result. I'm not sure if it's, yes, I wasn't sure if Lisa Hewitt-Cruz was going to introduce you, our Community Development Director, or how that was going, but go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. My name is Lisa Hewitt-Cruz. I'm the Community Development Director for the City of Adrian. I'm really excited tonight to introduce a presentation by Adrian College leadership class students that are here with us. When I was here in my first tenure with the City of Adrian back in the 90s, my boxes are still here at City Hall, and I've been going through them, and I found a study done by Adrian College students 25 years ago and decided, why not do that again? It was really enlightening of what they found in their study. So later this summer, I met with President Docking with this idea and explained to him what had happened before and would he be interested in doing that again. And he was very interested and engaged in that. So we proceeded ahead with coming up with the plan, and his leadership class that started in August this year engaged in this study. So in September, the students toured the area in the downtown. They met here in the commission chambers to get a feel for the environment here and what they would be presenting. Abigail DeMeo, she's also on our staff and here with us tonight. She also has spent a lot of time with the students. There are 38 students in this class. They've spent hundreds of hours, if you calculate that, in working on this study. We've listened to several presentations that they brought before Abigail and myself in about an hour and 15 minutes, and they're going to condense that into about 15 to 20 minutes today for you with question and answers in the end. There's a PowerPoint presentation that they will go through. Along with Professor Andrea Saylor has been incredibly supportive, and she's also here tonight to support them. So with that said, we have McKenna LaFleur. I'll probably mess up the names. Vanessa Rubin, Alyssa Cam, Jacob Malinich, and Matthew Fletcher. So please join me in welcoming the students and take notes. They've got an amazing amount of information to share with you. So with that said, I'll let them get started.
Hello, so my name is McKenna LaFleur, and I am a sophomore at Adrian College from Fairbanks, Alaska. And so this fall, I had the opportunity to take a leadership class with President Docking and Chief of Staff Andrea Saylor. So with that, we have had a lot of amazing opportunity to learn new leadership skills. And with that, we were able to get out into the community because a goal for our class is to integrate the community and Adrian College. So we're not just Adrian College community, we are Adrian all together. So some things, 5 domains that we looked at were retail, parks, entertainment, housing, and restaurants. So I got the category of retail, and during class, we went out into the community and we walked around downtown Adrian. And when we were walking around, we noticed that there were actually a lot of more shops than we thought there were going to be. But some of them just weren't advertised very well, and we couldn't really see like what shops were open. And maybe if we couldn't tell by walking on the street, maybe people driving by also couldn't tell. And then also with the more modern lifestyle, I guess you could say, that society is kind of going by these days, we thought maybe bringing a new uplifted look to the front of some of these buildings would be a really good step for Adrian. And then I was able to talk with a lot of my classmates and even in small groups. And something that I think would be really beneficial to bring to the Adrian community is kind of like a Play It Again sports store. So we have Dunham Sports, right? But talking to some high schoolers and middle schoolers, they feel that Dunham Sports isn't enough. And because of Adrian obviously being very sports focused, there are a lot of athletes in the community and they really want to help. And a lot of us have gear and other people in the community may have gear. So it creates an opportunity for the store to have not only new gear, but also gear that is reused and recyclable. And then another idea that we wanted to bring to the table was a program where students of Adrian College that are in sports can get out and, students that are also like in middle school or elementary school can try new sports with the Adrian College athletes, which is a great way to get not only Adrian College athletes involved in the community, but also keeping kids in activities and giving them something to do could be a really positive thing just for everyone. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Vanessa Rubin. I'm a senior here at Adrian College. This is my last year. I just want to say thank you. I'm really grateful to have this opportunity to come here today. So the domain I had was parks. So we went to 3 parks. Burr Ponds Park, Riverside Park, and Fee Park, and we recognized some positive and negatives with each one. So to start with Burr Ponds Park, there's a really nice walking path and fountain, and there's really a sense of community there. I've gone there multiple times. Families bring their kids there. People go there with their babies around in their strollers. There's turtles in the ponds. There's fish in the pond. It's very nice. As for some downsides, the pond, when we were there, needed to be cleaned up a little bit. There were also some unappealing garbage cans and the docks. To go forth with Riverside Park, the basketball courts were very nice and they were being utilized while we were there. And the grounds are also kept clean and were very well maintained. As for some downsides for that, there was some unutilized space and equipment, and the playset is a little run down. As for Fee Park, there's lots of trees, lots of greenery. There's a lot of open space. There's also a well-kept cabana, and the monument is very nice. A couple downsides, there's no parking over by that park at all, and there's not a ton of flowers or plants. So next for improvements. So first for Fee Park, some improvements we thought would be beneficial are adding some chess tables to the park, maybe some hammocks so people can lay under the trees, read a book, listen to music, go to hang out with their friends, or even have some live music in the cabana so to draw more people into that park. Also, we noticed that there was no tribute to Mrs. Fee, so we thought adding a plaque kind of describing who she is, giving her some nice kind of tribute would be very nice. Also, I thought about adding like a Christmas light path. I feel like that would draw a lot of families in Adrian as well as Adrian College students having like somewhere to walk down with Christmas lights, take pictures, post about it, all that. Next, for Riverside Park, some new nets for the batting cages, revamping Bond Pool, and upgrading the playset I think would be really beneficial to bringing more families into that park. Another idea we had was utilizing this open space on the left for workout equipment. So I'm not sure if any of you have seen this, but it's just like workout equipment that's outside that families could use, students can use, anybody can use them. Next, for Burr Ponds Park, one of the ideas we had was a mini golf course, kind of on the left side of the pond. This could be Adrian College focused. It could also be kind of Adrian community focused. So Adrian High School, Maple Leafs, like you can integrate so much into this mini golf course. Next, we even thought about adding an ice cream shop into the pavilion. So after you play mini golf, you can get ice cream. In the winter, it could turn into hot chocolate. We also thought about having like more of a fishing pond. Fishing tournaments can be had. People can pay to join this, and that would be bringing the community together as well. For my last point, we all thought it was a really great idea to have some sort of ice rink. So downtown Holland just opened their brand new ice park a couple days ago, and it has been a huge hit. They have sold out so far for the next couple weeks. If it's not something like that, even just like in Rosemont, Illinois, there's a hockey rink that is utilized. So these features can include rental skates, fire pits, concessions. Adrian College and youth games can be played. And for the Holland rink, there's plastic tubing underneath the concrete that the ice sits on to keep it chilled. And during the warmer months, this can be turned into a beer garden, rollerblading, somewhere to hold outdoor fitness classes, farmers markets or craft fairs, or even concerts or live music. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Alyssa Cam. I am a junior at Adrian College, majoring in teacher education. I am from Gibraltar, Michigan. My focus was the entertainment aspect. So something that I noticed is that we have some abandoned buildings downtown Adrian that have huge amounts of open space that we could really utilize. However, some of the buildings that we noticed, it's kind of unclear if they're even abandoned, if they're opened, because there's still so much stuff in them. We also kind of noticed that some of the business hours, they don't really accommodate for those of us who, specifically college students who might have class at odd hours of the day, people who might be working, don't have just kind of don't have the time to come in. And most of the entertainment down here is targeted around the upper age, like 30 to 40-year-olds, and we're kind of hitting that college demographic. So our solution is to create a recreational space that accommodates high schoolers, college students, and that mid-age range. So these features would be like cornhole, axe throwing, giant cup bowling. We could even have an arcade area included. And then just to make sure that we could have it turn into an 18 plus after a certain amount of time. Just that way the high school kids can come during the day after school and hang out, but then it is an adults only space at night. Next slide. Thank you. Okay, so this is kind of the idea. This concept, these are the types of games we could have. Again, there's a concept called feather bowling, if you've ever heard of it. It's a lot of fun. Axe throwing, football bowling, giant beer pong, cornhole, giant in a mechanical bowl. This is from a place back home that I have that their concept art is from. And then this would be a draft of something that we could kind of do in Adrian. We could have it Adrian themed, have a space for everyone to come relax. One big thing at Adrian College is that kids love yard games. Our most successful events are something that kids can just go out and play cornhole, do fun events like that. So just having an indoor space that we could utilize during the winter time to go do those types of things would be a huge, huge success for everyone. And we could also put on cornhole tournaments there. And I'm sure, like my dad, he loves cornhole. I'm sure a lot of the locals here love cornhole and would be eager to enter it. And we have college students who are on the cornhole team that would love to enter a cornhole league. So now we're bringing all aspects of the community together. That is all I have. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jacob Milenich. I am a junior at Adrian College, and I'm a finance major. I am from Flushing, Michigan, and tonight I'm here to share with you all the possibilities of student housing downtown and how the students at Adrian are also feeling about it. On the left side of the slide here, we have some of the survey results. 1, 2, and 4 bedroom apartments were most common. A form of payment could be rolled in the student's tuition or paid as a monthly rent. Cottage-style apartments, including kitchen, living room, and individual bedrooms. Some of the positive things that this can do for the city and Adrian College: involve more students downtown, create a more lively environment, builds the community, ties Adrian College with the city, and increasing sales in the downtown shops. Over the past week, we've collected surveys of responses from the students to understand what they want in off-campus housing. Here we have our slide presentation of some of the models that I've created. We have a 1-bedroom on the left, 2-bedroom on the right, and bottom left is the 3-bedroom and the 4-bedroom on the bottom right. Next slide, please. And then here are some of the survey responses. The students aren't just open to living downtown, they're extremely excited for it. We asked some various set of questions pertaining to what they wanted to see in these apartments. After survey results, I can conclude that some of the students are looking for those 1 to 2 or 4-bedroom apartments with the amenities such as kitchen, laundry, or in-unit laundry, and in their own bedrooms. These apartments could both shape the future of housing in the city at Adrian College, as well as giving the city a really good chance to compete amongst larger college towns. These are some of the models I've scaled, or sorry about that. To wrap up the housing portion, implementing these apartments downtown can help involve more students downtown, create a more lively environment, build the community, increase sales at local shops, and most importantly, eliminate that invisible wall in between Adrian College and the downtown area of the campus. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Matthew Fletcher. I'm a senior currently studying accounting and leadership at Adrian College. I'm also from Fenton, Michigan as well. So I had the opportunity to look at some of the restaurants in Adrian, some of the lovely restaurants that we have. Some of the restaurants that, from what I've seen from the student body as well as Adrian residents, is Sauce, Chomp Burger, and Grasshopper are praised for their local rustic aesthetic. Local restaurants that demonstrate Adrian pride as well. And the goal of this would be to bring Adrian College students downtown. So moving on to the next slide, some of the solutions that I thought of and my group thought of during class was having a Adrian College themed sports bar called Doghouse. This could be an Adrian College sports bar that would stream professional, college, and Adrian College games. Some of the things that I have in my hometown of Fenton, one of the sports bars that we have is called The Barn. This is a sports bar that has hockey, volleyball, and cornhole tournaments. So like Alyssa was saying earlier about having kind of a one-stop shop for food, drinks, and all the games and fun all in one. Another place that recently just opened is called The Rail Yard. A lot of people name it as the Young People Bar, but that is because it has just opened up and it's been sapping up everybody with its fun games. Has a beer tap line to where you don't have to go up and get drinks at the bar. You can just get a wristband, and then there is a line of beer taps to where you can serve yourself. It makes the process very streamlined, very easy. There's also outdoor food vendors as well, excuse me. And there's also an arcade and classic bar elements within the building as well. There's also cornhole, darts, pong, pool, all the amenities that you can think of in a restaurant. Some of the other improvements I was thinking about during this presentation was that with the Played Again Sports or Adrian Sports again that we were talking about earlier, this could also be integrated into a restaurant, again, being a one-stop shop for everything for Adrian College community and Adrian College students. So thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
When, because I don't know the answer, is there a time, do they have to be on campus a certain amount of years? Like, is it junior year you're allowed to move off? I don't know what the answer is to that.
Yeah, I can answer that question. Right now, we have a 4-year housing policy, but we are reviewing it right now. We are running out of space for our students, so we're always looking for housing options. And this is something that the students has expressed to us as wanting to move into the community and into apartment styles. So we're considering it right now, and just students are doing the work, as you can see, and really kind of gauging what they're looking for.
And will we get this sent to us possibly? Could we have this sent to us in an email as well, Lisa?
We just didn't want you to be.
Thank you.
distracted.
Thank you. Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you. You answered my question. Thank you.
I just want to thank everybody for giving us the time and opportunity. We're studying civic leadership here in our leadership class, and we want to show students how important it is to get involved in the community. We do a lot of community service with our students, but to engage more so and really in getting involved with our downtown shops. And as you know, they're here 9 months out of the year. We like to have them here 12, and even after that, we want to keep our talent here and grow Adrian's talent. So that is the purpose of this. And we hope that beyond this conversation that we have tonight, that you'll reach out to us with questions. I am available as well as the students. But right now, we just really open up to any questions that you might have.
No, not public comment, sorry. One thing I did want to say is it's very, I guess not surprising, but a little bit surprising that Abigail DeMeo and I just attended a senior seminar for Adrian High School last week, and it was like a community action proposal. It was part of their senior seminar class, and we were walking around for like an hour listening to the different presentations, and they had to come up with different things that they see in the community and come up with an action plan of what they think would, benefit. And many of the things, especially when it comes to, I guess, entertainment factors that you brought up, the high schoolers were bringing up a lot of the same things that there's nothing for them to do. And it wasn't even specific to downtown, but that did come up as well. But both just in Adrian in general, that was an underlying theme that I definitely got out of the majority of those presentations, not all of them, but many of them were expressing those exact same sentiments. So you're definitely, what you're hearing, we were also hearing from that high school group as well.
I would just like to comment that there's a theme about drinking and things like that. Let's be responsible.
And I wrote down a different theme, which is being physical and being active. And I really love that. I know that a vast majority of Adrian College students are also on sports teams, but that can translate to everyday life. And having, outdoor equipment at Burr Park or near Burr or down at Riverside, I love that idea. I really do. I'm not sure how it would weather in our winter. I've seen that happen in Florida and California, but I really think that's a great idea. And having things for people to do besides drinking at restaurants and bars, right up that alley right there. Yep, great ideas.
Thank you.
Do we see, Lisa, where do you see the next steps from your department interfacing with this presentation and bringing it forward to fruition?
Oh, good question. And this will not fall on deaf ears. Their presentation resonated with a lot of the things that they have said. We are actively working on a few of the items. In fact, Abigail specifically is working on one that's a restaurant idea and see where we can go from there, housing especially. So everything that they said, we will not let it sit on a shelf and collect dust. We plan to move forward with some of these and let them know that their voice is heard.
Great, thank you.
I could also see this being brought to the Main Street DDA board.
And I will say, I know what you're talking, the space you're talking about in Riverside Park, and I love that workout idea. I have visited Port Huron many times, and Port Huron has that right by the water. They actually have they have a whole concrete space, and it is the workout equipment, and it is utilized every time I've been there. Now, I've only been there in the summer, but every time I go, it is being utilized, and I think that is a great way for maybe somebody that, like, especially teenagers that can't maybe afford a gym membership, or they can ride their bike down there and do that. So I do think that was so thank you for bringing that up, because I kind of forgot about it until you brought it up from seeing that in Port Huron.
All set? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
At this time, I will turn it over to our city administrator, Chad Baugh. He's got many things on the list here to go over with us.
Thank you very much. The first item I'd like to address is congratulations to the new commissioners, by the way. It's the actual genesis for putting this on the discussion items tonight was to understand the rules and procedures for the city commission, which not only guides the elected officials, but also the city attorney, myself, the city administrator, the department heads, the city clerk. And we put that out there for the public as not only a point of transparency, but it guides all of us, not only ethically, but it's the anchor principle for how we run city business. Things that you'll notice that I've noticed myself to communicate tonight is how to run a meeting. It's clearly specified under 6.7 in our city charter. That's where this is giving the power comes from, is from our city charter under 6.7. It helps us understand how best to interact with the public. Helps us understand how to interact with the charter and state law. It also tells us how to record and best practices information, not only here, but throughout city business every day. One of the things it does direct us is how elected officials should behave. And that's a key in our country right now. I think it's important to see some of the foundation of not only our state, but our city is actually been specified for us long ago. So when you look at the not only city charter and our rules and procedures, you'll see how those things are included. And it also talks about how we maintain order and how this actual meeting is run. So you'll find all that there. I think it's important though, when I look at all of this, it talks about how to run a professional organization. It is our foundation document, and we put it out there for our citizens so they understand where that all derives from. We didn't make this up yesterday. Some of the rules seem to be structured, like when someone wants to speak, maybe and not at the right time. There's an order, there's a precision to how we conduct city business, and it's derived out of a foundational document like this. So we push that out to the citizens with the agenda packet. I believe there's a few up there. If you would like to take some, we try to save trees, so we didn't print a lot. But if you want some, you can stop by the City Hall. I'll be glad to provide it. And it's online. There they are.
They're up here.
The mayor carries them in her pocket.
Do not.
That's it for, that is a discussion topic.
Yeah, are there any questions,
Yes.
commissioners?
So one of the areas of concern that I've had in relation to talking about the commission rules and procedure that I'd like to discuss tonight, we'll bring in the experience of the county commission that I look forward to at their meetings. At the end, each county commissioner will reflect and share with the full commission the work that has taken place either since that last meeting or what will be coming up with the next meeting in relation to the committee that they oversee. So Commissioner Collins, who is here, if he was at the Health Committee, he would provide a quick update on the Health or Public Safety Commission that he oversaw so that other commissioners could hear a brief highlight of that. And then if there were any questions, they could ask him specifically to that. And I think in relation to our DDA, to planning, to ZBA, to potential blight and so forth, those are all great opportunities to not only increase transparency for our public, but also increase transparency amongst the commission and knowledge against with the commission, because we ourselves don't know oftentimes as to what was taking place for some of those meetings or what our upcoming hot topics would be. So under 4.04 on format of rules and procedures, I guess not to take action tonight, but for us to consider, it lists the layout of our agenda. And I would propose adding commissioner liaison reports to that.
And I would like to see that before commissioner comments, yes? Or
Yeah,
even maybe before
yes.
public comment? What do you think?
Yeah,
I think
I'm
so.
open to layout, but yeah, especially because we could cut some unneeded tension from the community if we're able to report on a hot topic and be able to share that with the public. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think that sounds like a good thing for an educational section. That we start before a meeting, we get some parameters, we talk about it, we discuss it, and we build it from there, and just not make something happen without a thorough discussion.
Did you have a specific place you wanted to put it?
Well, I think if we were to look at if you have the format there, so it would be following the regular agenda, but before general public comment.
And just call it like commissioner reports?
Commissioner liaison reports.
Yeah.
Because it does say under section 7.08, that's where it gives liaison appointments. The mayor shall appoint upon concurrence of the commission a member to serve as an official liaison. So it probably should be the official liaison first that would report out on those committees. And then I think there could be some informal committees that we serve on or those sort of things that we could report. Maybe those are more in the terms of just general commissioner comments. If it's kind of, like I'm on Project Connect, so I shouldn't report out on that.
I think the informal should go in commissioner comments. Yeah. And the one thing is to keep in mind too is, if it's a planning commission, they only meet once a month. DDA only meets once a month. So there might not be a report every time, obviously. And ZBA and planning commission don't always meet because they don't have agenda items. That happened this last month. So, those are things to keep in mind too, that it doesn't mean there would always be one anyways.
That happens at the county too, where sometimes they haven't met and they just say no report. But I do think it's important. I brought this up a month or so ago too, and I think it's important for all of us to know what is happening. I understand. I can come to every DDA meeting. I should say, I'm allowed to come to the planning commissions, to the ZBAs. I just don't have time always to get to all of the meetings. And it's also good for the public to know what's going on. So I think that having the official the official committees that we are on, that we do a quick update, and like Bob said, that we can also update, like I'm on the chamber, so I try to bring information about the chamber up, and I can still do that at commission comments.
Could that also be included in the packet so it's in printing as well, so the commissioners can see it in front of time? So if we have a question, it's just not there, that we could ask that commissioner, be prepared for that. So on Friday, when we get our packet for Monday, if those comments or what they're planning to say happened and those committees came forth, it would give us time to have thought over the weekend for some questions.
Well, am I correct that CBA planning, all those commissions, that they have meeting minutes already?
That was going to be my advice, is that any committee, so the city isn't allowed to have standing committees. And the county has standing committees, so our charter bars that. But there are other committees, and I sent out a memo recently about this very topic. But any committee that we have that is going to be reporting, there should be minutes.
So, right, so
Wouldn't in summary, you just give the minutes.
right, and the difference between committee and then also commission, so such as the planning commission, ZBA, those sort of things. Although they're not a standing committee, they are prescribed in the charter.
Charter, right?
Yeah.
So if it's in the charter or we make an ordinance.
Correct.
That's correct.
And
then there's ad hoc committees that.
Right. And I think that also you bring up kind of a lightning rod in relation to ad hoc committees. So making sure that there's a timeline that's associated with that in terms of their dissolution. Because we had a blight committee that was started probably 4 election cycles ago that continued to run with certain individuals, and people that were on there that were not appointed by the mayor or by the commission. So we should look at in terms of who organizes that, who chairs that, and or is the administrative contact from our end of things, and not just and that there's some structure to that in minutes.
Yeah. Are
Right,
you,
and
are
that
you allowed
committee-
to share about ad hoc, what you shared with me?
Right, and
Okay.
but to be clear, that committee was not started by the commission. So if the commission wants to start one, it has to be the mayor starts an ad hoc, which has a definite time. So for example, 2 years, sorry if I'm leaning back, 2 years, and then it ends, and then you can start it back up. Otherwise, we need to create an ordinance for the committee.
Gotcha.
Would that continue like with the enhancement grant and things like that, that the committee meeting?
Anything that you want to make a committee, if it's, you either have to make an ordinance or we have to make an ad hoc committee where this commission votes to approve it. And it has to have a definite time period. So it has to end. It can't go on forever. So the mayor, for example, is a 2-year term in Adrian. So an ad hoc committee, if the mayor created, we would typically look at a 2-year term.
And they would follow, they would follow the same procedures about, they'd ask for people who are willing to volunteer. They would come before us. We would either approve or deny them their membership to the committee.
Yes.
Or is that just solely up to the mayor?
No, it's approval of the commission. And further, it was my advice to the mayor that all of these should be subject to the Open Meetings Act, even though technically it doesn't have to because you don't have a quorum, but it should be, especially if you're going to do minutes and report back. That would be my advice.
But I do know that one concern that did come up with that was just that probably, even though it would be an open meeting, a public meeting and be publicly noticed, not a Zoom option, just because that takes away city staff during, and it's adding more hours to city staff than we really want to be doing in order to have that Zoom capability. But it could still be in the chambers and be an open meeting, open to the public. Does that, I mean,
with minutes that we
Yes.
we would
Yes.
receive.
Yes.
I think that the default to transparency is noted here and welcomed.
So
Would
bring
you
this
like
back again at just in 2 weeks, just
that's
to
what I was just going to say. Would you like to bring this
Another
back in 2 weeks then?
quick discussion to make sure we're all still
On these ad hoc, that's
Yeah,
what,
that's
yes,
one of my
okay.
point. Let's not decide anything tonight. Let's bring it back in 2 weeks so we can actually have a discussion and put it on for action at that time.
Okay.
And could there be, from the city attorney and city administrator's lens, have you heard enough that you could maybe give us a proposal to look at and then discuss from that proposal in 2 weeks as well?
A proposal for ad hoc, is that what you're asking?
Any language changes to our commissioner rules and procedures, what I'm saying.
That's one of the reasons I was asking because I think we did an update 2 years ago, a year and a half ago.
Yeah, just
and
to
it's
use your groups in.
probably time to review. So if anybody has anything else for that, if you could get it to Chad, then I can put it together for a draft.
Sure.
All right, the next item for discussion tonight, I put on the agenda a quick update on the enhancement grant audit. I think it's important since in the light of transparency, as we just spoke, to give you a quick update that I did promise November 17th or December 1st, we'd have more information as it relates to the audit findings. Right now, we have a preliminary reconciliation of just over $6.2 million. So we're able to reconcile with the auditor $6.2 million of the monies that have been spent preliminary. And I'm waiting for the final report. There's more work that needs to be done around that, but I think it's important to talk about. We'll be focused going forward on our documentation procedures, internal controls, and really ensuring that our finance director is involved from the beginning to the end to support the employees that are bringing the vision forth through the commission. A $15 million grant needs to have the proper controls around it. And this gives us a good restart to clean up our processes and move forward. We're not finding anything nefarious as we spoke about the last meeting. It's just some cleanup for our internal controls and how we process and work with a third party who is the grant administrator for us, which is Linaway now. Okay.
I thoroughly support having our accountant on board with all of it.
Yeah, that's the one thing I learned long ago when it comes to numbers, bring the accountant. So that's what we'll do. The next update is Crimson Holdings. We had spoke about in this last meeting, a commissioner brought forth, or at least one or maybe two commissioners brought forth the idea of having a public hearing for Crimson Holdings. And we will do that. We just offered notice not too long ago. It's going to be at the Align Center, December 8th. And we're constructing the agenda for that. We'll produce that publicly also before the meeting. And we'll explain how we're going to do that preliminary tonight. But the purpose is to first see what citizens in the area that were affected. The town hall provides our residents an opportunity to determine how the city will allocate $50,000 that was received from the Crimson Holding settlement. There's still $50,000 to my understanding that is out there. It's tied up in, I believe, bankruptcy court. So we're still waiting for that, but we have to bring some closure. This has been out there for some time and we need some direction from our citizens. So Align Center was kind enough to offer a space for us to meet with our citizens. The structure will be moderated by Lisa, our community development director. Our commissioners, they will be there. They will be at different tables. We'll generate different ideas and we'll come back together in a town hall setting and close the meeting. But the goal is to get direction from our citizens, understand what they want to do with that money as directed by the court.
I'd just like to thank the Alliance Center for opening up for us. I think that was a very generous offer that, they're providing us their services free. I even wrote Ben Negra a nice thank you note for that. I appreciated that.
Thank you for those who are working in the background to create that opportunity. They actually reached out to me directly. I didn't even have to ask. So I appreciate those that are working in the background on that. So well done. If there's nothing else, I do have one more comment tonight about code enforcement. I was asked to speak about what code enforcement looks like in Adrian moving forward. We did have the point of sale on the ballot. I just want to state tonight, and I'll ask Lisa maybe to speak to the way things look from her perspective as the department head as it relates to code enforcement. From my perspective, and the direction is we always want to work with our citizens. There's a relationship there. Compliance is the focus. The last resort is when there's non-compliance, and that's what the court procedure is for. Burke, who's to my left, he is the person who resolves these matters in court. But our goal is to bring compliance with our residents when there is a violation of ordinance. But I'll turn it over to Lisa for a few comments, if you would, and some of the concepts moving forward that we're trying to generate.
Thanks, Chad. So from the code enforcement perspective for the Community Development Department, that's been underway for a very long time. Code enforcement and rental housing inspection are two different things. Rental housing inspection isn't something that we look at as far as violations go. That's a process where we determine the interior and exterior properties are in compliance with health and safety standards. While the rental inspection, does address that, we look at, in general, the residential, multifamily, single-family, and commercial properties throughout the city of Adrian for property maintenance issues that aren't covered under the rental enforcement. So enforcement actions, they do include trash, snow removal, weeds, zoning, property maintenance, and municipal ordinance violations. And I'd like to mention that since January of this year until today, we have issued 1,205 actually enforcement actions. And again, that does not include the rental inspections that are being conducted in the city, which are done every 3 years. And that is a total of about 6,000 units we look at over a 3-year period. And you will probably see from me coming in the next couple months ordinance updates on the rental inspection program because they have not been updated in quite some time. So as far as with the repeal of the point of sale ordinance, the time previously dedicated to that process will now be redirected to addressing all ordinance violations outlined in the city's code. And our goal is to ensure that compliance it maintains the quality of life and the standards of living for all of those visiting and living in the city of Adrian. So we will continue to do our job. Any questions on code enforcement?
No, but I have to say, kudos to you and code enforcement. So my husband and I own a rental property and there was follow-up and that is great. I was so happy. We got a reminder, did this get done after the rental inspection? Never had that happen. It was done, but it was so great to have that ahead of when the deadline was and to have that follow-up. And that I think has been a missing piece for many years in the city of Adrian, that something would get cited, but then there was no follow-up. So if nobody followed through, it just didn't get done. And definitely lack of seeing that since that was so to see.
Appreciate that. Those good comments and do look hard behind the scenes too. DeMayo, which is now on our staff. She's been here 2 months. She's doing an amazing job of ensuring that those customer service standards are met and exceeded and that we're setting policies in place and standard operating procedures in our department for all areas of our department to ensure that we do things in a timely manner and there is follow-up so that you can see results. So thank you. Appreciate that.
In regards to point of sale. So the point of sale ordinance has been repealed. However, we know that from previous discussions, there was violations that were recorded with specific timelines. And I think at least my understanding is from the citizens and the vote, the thing that we heard loud and clear was enforce the rules that we have on the books. And for good or for bad on that topic is that even though the point of sale is repealed, if we now know that there was a violation that took place, that's the current regulations that's on our books. So from that perspective, your staff is going to continue to move forward with the inspections and hold people accountable for those violations. It's not going to prevent them from occupying the home with that compliance certificate, but they're still going to move forward with not only those inspections, but inspections throughout the city for code violations, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
So one other thing that I did want to talk about is from your lens, moving forward with the creation of a new committee that's a cross-section of city residents that, let's not call it blight in terms of looking at the dark side of the coin. You oversee community development. So would it make sense with the discussion here from the commission for you to bring forth a proposal for us for the development of a community development committee that's, focuses not only on existing blight, but kind of that forward vision of what we heard tonight from the presentation and, the enhancement grant, those sort of things, along with commissioners that would be appointed from this body as well.
Yes,
And
is the
because-
short answer, but in direction from the city administrator as
Right,
well.
and the commission itself as
Yeah.
well from
Now,
discussion.
but the Blight Committee, I thought, named itself the Revitalization Committee.
Adrian Revival.
Yeah,
Mhm.
something like that.
That's not a committee of the city of Adrian.
I didn't say it was. I said that Blight Committee changed its name from Blight Committee to the Revitalization Committee. So when we're talking for an official thing, you got,
Mhm.
let's make sure we're talking about getting rid of blight in Adrian, because everyone agrees blight is really affecting the quality of life, the lifestyle of Adrian, and making good progress with it. I'm glad the voters spoke. It was great. They came out, they spoke. The democracy worked at its best. And so now we have to move forward, honor the people that have been working since, I think, 2017 or before,
Mhm.
honor the change that people are requesting now, and hopefully getting something that will work best for the city of Adrian, that the city of Adrian, excuse me, the city of Adrian can get behind and support.
And just looking ahead for something like that, that's probably not an ad hoc committee. That would probably be an ordinance change and actually creating a commission. Because that's something that's not going to probably change or go away in 2 years. Like, it's not going to be temporary. Let's put it that way. Am I correct in that?
Yes.
Okay. So that's something we can discuss too and look at having an ordinance change and creating a committee. So just something to also keep in mind before we have our discussion in 2 weeks.
Right. And I guess a question then back to the city attorney related with the enhancement grant, because that's obviously already down the track and has sailed. So we probably don't want to derail the work from the people that are on that committee, but we may need to appoint new administrator or new commissioners to that, because there used to be 2 commissioners that are no longer serving here.
Is that an official committee?
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't taken action on it, but I know there were commissioners that were serving on it, so that might need to be cleaned up too.
I think this is something that, I will tell you that I drafted a memo to the mayor that I just delivered it today, so everyone doesn't have it, but it's talking about committees and the fact that it does need to be cleaned up. I've had conversations with several people here that have asked me similar questions to what you just asked. And I think it does need to be cleared up. The mayor brought up to the point to me that we still have a hospital commission. We don't even have a hospital. So we're working on that. I don't know that all of that will be done by the next meeting, but it is being looked at.
Okay, thank you.
And I want to mention the enhancement grant subcommittee was a temporary project to get us to the point where we could bring back a sensible solution back to the city commission and the mayor and put that back in your hands so you can decide where we go from here. So that won't be a long-standing, once those decisions are made, then we can move on. So I don't anticipate maybe 1 to 2 more meetings with that particular subcommittee. And then, of course, whatever you decide to do with appointing a new commissioner or commissioners to that in order to help us bring that back to you, hopefully by the second meeting in December.
I would like to offer for the commissioners that are here tonight and the mayor, there will be pursuit of many more grants down the road here. So that could look like a grant committee. So it could be more long-term, because soon we'll move through the subcommittee for the enhancement grant, but I think it's time to start looking at a potential of probably 2 ordinances here, but that's for the commission to decide.
One last plug for grants. Our MISTA grant is getting closer to the finish line, and that is $400,000 that'll come out to assist homeowners throughout the city of Adrian with home repairs at $25,000 apiece for roof, siding, windows, inside and outside furnace, AC. So it's been a long time coming, but we're getting closer to, so that's going to bridge the gap between anybody who has blight issues that maybe we're working with them. We're going to use that as a tool and continue to ask for more money from MISTA to assist us with those home repairs.
Lisa, that's focused on health and safety issues.
Correct.
And
Yes.
it's a 0% loan for the
Correct. $10,000 or less is a grant. Anything between $10,000 and $25,000 is a lien that is placed on the property, but it is forgiven within, I believe it's 5 or 10 years. And then that goes away. We will not go over 25,000 because once you get to that point, it triggers lead-based paint abatement, and that's very costly. So we're going to try to keep these repairs under 25,000, interior and exterior.
And as Chad said, that Chad and I had talked about, and he was surprised when he came here that we did not have a grant committee. Just because that is kind of a rule of thumb that, you know, many municipalities, organizations, they have grant committees. And so maybe that is really something to think about in the next couple of weeks. Like maybe we're not going to have any ad hoc committees. These are going to be actual ordinance changes, and we're going to have a grant committee that is, you know, is a regular like commission, like where we appoint everyone to that. And it's not an ad hoc. And I have a feeling it's really sounding like the revitalization, or whatever we're calling it, the former blight, you know, group. It sounds like that will, you know, also we're going to be looking at, you know, an ordinance change possibly with that as well, just because, you know, there's always going to be grants. It's not like even with the grants that it's not going to be temporary. And since we're so close to the end of this enhancement grant meeting and then presenting, you know, that might be something to really look at, as having that committee for the future.
I think that'd be great. And there's a lot of, I know a few names come to mind that are great grant writers or reviewers that could give us their expertise as well.
Thank you.
I want to thank you what you do for the city of Adrian.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Are there any other items? Moving on, we're going to go to the consent agenda. May I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Support.
We have a motion from Commissioner Roberts with a second from Commissioner Schwartz. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Zeik,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz,
Yes.
Commissioner Chesser,
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Moving on to our regular agenda. We are going to discuss here real quick the election of a mayor pro tem, and then we will entertain a resolution to approve that election of the mayor pro tem. So first it's not the resolution yet. Go ahead.
If you could clarify the discussion part we're going to have first.
Just if you would like to nominate, or you think that somebody, and it's not the resolution yet, but who you think would be a great person for that position?
I would like to nominate Tiffany Zeik for mayor pro tem. I mean, she got 2,000 votes in the last election. I think it's the most votes the mayor's gotten ever, if not ever. And I think the public has put a lot of support behind her. And I think it would be worthy of us to recognize what the public said about Tiffany. I've known Tiffany since she's Commissioner Zeik.
I would like to talk about Commissioner Roberts. Commissioner Roberts has tremendous amount of experience on the commission. And as serving as the Mayor Pro Tem, she, this last term, she has met the call of the duty when she needed to gracefully. But I also think the work that she takes in terms of the tremendous leadership with the Bicentennial Commission and with the Citizens Academy is great on that front, and having that experience in the ins and outs is an asset to this full commission.
I would just like to state, it's amazing that we have people of this caliber that are coming onto our commission and would be considered for mayor pro tem. So I would be happy to continue serving, but I'm also happy to vote for Tiffany. So I guess it's up to you guys. So I'm not married to being mayor pro tem, is what I'm saying. I'm okay with being it. I'm also okay with not.
I'm extremely flattered to be nominated, but I share similar feelings as Commissioner Roberts. I would be happy to serve further, and if not, that's totally fine with me. I trust her completely, so.
I trust both of you completely. It's just, you know, we look at the last election, and in the last election, you got a lot of votes, Tiffany. I mean, people are supporting you, they're behind you. And then in the election before that, you had Mary who got the most votes. So I could see both of you in either one of those roles coming up as being the best two candidates that we have in either one of those two roles. I mean, based on what's been elected, the activities that Mary's been in, you know, I agree that both of you are very capable of doing.
As somebody who is also new to the commission, I think that there's there's a lot to learn being new on this commission. And I think that that's already a big amount on the new commissioner's plate. So I would caution having a new commissioner be in that position.
As a business owner in the city of Adrian, I would think the new commissioner who got the most vote demonstrates great leadership in the city of Adrian, and I would be honored to support her.
This is new ground. I'm figuring out.
No, was that a second?
Well, we haven't made a motion. They were just nominating. So
Typically, there's a nomination and a second and a vote. But it's up to you guys how you want to vote.
I think we were just kind of in the pre-discussion phase. I'm
Right.
not sure that
Yeah.
anyone made a.
Right.
I don't think there was
I
a
don't think
motion.
there was a motion,
Either.
an initial motion,
That's, yeah.
I think.
I move that Mary Roberts be Mayor Pro Tem.
I second.
So we have a motion from Commissioner Banky with a second from Commissioner Cheshire. Now, I have a question before I do this. Do I put this as the resolution and read it aloud as the resolution, or wait until after that, right?
I think you vote first.
That's what I thought, just checking. Okay. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz.
Yes.
Commissioner Chesser,
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Zeig,
Yes.
motion carried.
So resolution R 25-063 is from the City Commission. It is a resolution to approve the election of Mayor Pro Tem Mary Roberts. May I get a motion to adopt the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any more discussion on this? Or comments? So we have a motion from Commissioner Banky with a second from Commissioner Zeik. Roll call, please.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Zeik,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz.
Yes.
Commissioner Chesser.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, so moving on, we are going to talk about the election of the acting mayor. Which for anybody on, I already had a question by a new commissioner as well. So that is if I'm not able to, it goes to the mayor pro tem. If the mayor pro tem is not able to, it goes to the acting mayor, just to help explain what that means.
Again, I would move, or I shouldn't say because we're in discussion. I would support Tiffany in that role. I think that she could learn from Mayor. She could learn from Mary Roberts, and I think that would be tremendous, I would say, support for the people that voted for her. I just really don't understand how we can say the top vote getter ever in a mayoral election. I think she's ever got the highest
I think
ever
you're right.
in any type of commission, how we can't put her in a place that is a valuable asset to our commission.
I want to, I respect that, absolutely. I think you do a great job. However, I think that, again, these are specifically the leadership roles and not a learning role. And we have a lot to learn. And I think that somebody who has shown tremendous leadership in general to our city and to our residents has been Commissioner Banky, and I would like to nominate him for the acting mayor position.
Discussion.
I would say, yes, I would be interested in that. Having been in the position for the last 2 years, I do feel enough interest in terms of that role of acting mayor. I was not interested in the mayor pro temp. I still think that there's a lot more I need to learn before I could consider that. So in the 2 shots away, I'll be comfortable, but not 1 shot away.
I would like to say, once again, I'm flattered to be nominated. Commissioner Cheshire does bring up a good point, though. Experience is invaluable, and Commissioner Banky does have quite a bit more experience than I do. And you've served this role before, and so that would make a lot of sense. However, again, I'm happy to serve, so it's what it is.
I would just say that and I'm supporting you, is what I'm saying. I see the work that you do, what you've done, the accomplishments in your life that you've made, and the impact on the citizens of Adrian that you had. And it's not like you're the vice president, you're the Speaker of the House, you're third in line. And there'll be plenty of people, to support. Chad's a brand new administrator. He's doing a great job. He wasn't an administrator before. So I have full confidence in you and your abilities. Now, did you make a formal motion?
I would like to make a formal motion to have Commissioner Banky take the acting mayor role.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion from Commissioner Cheshire with a second from Commissioner Roberts to have Bob Banky as acting mayor. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Zeik,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz,
No.
Commissioner Chesser,
Yes.
Mayor Heath.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution R25-064 is from the City Commission. It is a resolution to approve the election of acting mayor for Commissioner Bob Benke. May I get a motion to adopt the resolution?
I motion.
Support.
We have a motion from Commissioner Cheshire with a second from Commissioner Roberts. Any more discussion or comments before we go to vote? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz,
No.
Commissioner Chesser,
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Zeik,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Now moving on to number 5, the appointment of the City Commission representative to the Planning Commission. I would just like to put in my 2 cents before we get going here. I actually also have a lot of respect for Tiffany Zeik and just really think that she would do a phenomenal job. And she's somebody that will dig in, and the Planning Commission is not an easy commission to be on. You have to get well versed in a lot of the language and technical terms that they use on the Planning Commission. And I just think that she would be really great in that role and just be a great asset.
I wholeheartedly agree with that, and I think that's a great learning spot as well as a leadership spot. The Planning Commission will be happy to have you.
I'd like to motion for her to be appointed to that planning commission.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion from Commissioner Cheshire with a second from Commissioner Banky to appoint Tiffany Zeik to the city as the City Commission representative to the Planning Commission. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Zeik,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz.
Yes.
Commissioner Chesser.
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts.
Yes.
Motion carried.
So now we have to do the formality and go to the resolution. Sorry, it's repetitive. Resolution R25-065 is from the City Commission. It is a resolution to approve the appointment of City Commission representative to the Planning Commission of Tiffany Zeik. May I get a motion to adopt the resolution?
I motion to adopt the resolution.
Second.
We have a motion from Commissioner Cheshire with a second from Commissioner Banky. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Schwartz,
Yes.
Commissioner Chesser.
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts.
Yes.
Commissioner Zeik,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Moving on to the appointment of the City Commission representative to the Zoning Board of Appeals.
I think this would be a great opportunity for Commissioner Schwartz to serve.
I also agree and think that he would be a very valuable voice on the Zoning Board of Appeals and could really bring some great insight, especially with his experience on the commission these last couple of years.
That's where I started many, many years ago. I started at the Zoning Board of Appeals before I became a commissioner.
Nice. You did not tell me that the other day. I
A
did
lot of things that you don't know.
I'd like to make that motion.
Seconded.
So we have a motion from Commissioner Schwartz with a second from Commissioner Zeik for the appointment to the Zoning Board of Appeals for Commissioner Schwartz. Oh, sorry. You're right. I'm writing too many things here. You're right. I'm sorry about that. We have a motion from Commissioner Banky. It was for Commissioner Schwartz, which is why I wrote that. Sorry. We have a motion from Commissioner Banky with a second from Commissioner Zeik for the appointment to the Zoning Board of Appeals of Commissioner Schwartz. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz.
Yes.
Commissioner Chesser.
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Zeik.
Yes.
Motion carried.
So now the formality. Resolution R25-066 is from the City Commission. It is a resolution to approve appointment of Commissioner Schwartz from the City Commission to be the representative to the Zoning Board of Appeals. May I get a motion to adopt the resolution?
So moved.
Support.
We have a motion from Commissioner Banky with a second from Commissioner Roberts. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Chesser,
Yes.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Zeik,
Yes.
Commissioner Binky,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz,
Yes.
motion carried.
Resolution R 25-067 is from the City Commission. It is a resolution to reinstate the Human Relations Commission and appoint Commissioner Cheshire to the HRC. May I get a motion to adopt the resolution?
So moved.
Support.
Is there any discussion or
Yeah,
questions on this?
Mayor, this happened, I don't know if you want to call it was dissolved or it was not used before I was elected 2.5 years ago. So if you could give us some insight as to the beginning of that, what led to it being disbanded, dissolved, if it was dissolved, or if it was still or just inactive and dormant, if you could give us a history about what's going on and what brought that up right to this meeting.
It's been inactive recently and it was under our city attorney's advice that we since it had been inactive, that we need to state that we're reinstating it as we appoint Commissioner Cheshire to that. It needs to be reinstated since it's been inactive.
Yeah.
There's been a want and a need and a lot of request for it to be reinstated, but we just didn't have people and we didn't have it
No, I think
moving in
it's
the right
very
direction.
valuable. No, don't get me wrong. I think it's valuable. I think that's something that we need to have, but it was placed back on this after newly election. So I was wondering what was going on. And will the 7 board member, are they still on it?
Since it's inactive, they will reapply.
Everybody's going to have to.
Yes, everybody. Yes, correct.
If we could make that clear for everyone. If
Yes, and we will, yes, yeah. That is something that, so that's why it won't be starting right to begin with, because we'll have to take applications. They're also going to be needing, I don't know how many will want to reapply, but they already had quite a few openings still, even with the ones that at the time were expressing that they wanted to return. So I'm not sure how many, but I don't know if you recall, but it was a couple years ago, we changed the structure of it. It had been 9 commissioners that got changed to 7 commissioners. They only meet quarterly now. There was a lot of change to the structure of it, and that was when we were going to get it going again. And then just people had health concerns. There were things going on that it just, people that had been on it were trying to get it going, but they just, it just never kind of took off and it stayed inactive. And so that's why we want to reinstate it. Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense. I just wanted.
And that was during the last commission that we updated that. My concern moving forward was the same concern I had last time. And maybe our city administrator could look into this as he works, hopefully with Commissioner Cheshire, assuming this moves forward. When we have our meetings with DDA, the DDA director is there to serve in a role to assist that commission. When we have a new upcoming new and improved blight committee or enhancement committee, we have our department head from that department that's present. The Human Relations Commission never had a city employee sitting at the table, and therefore I felt was always had a disconnect between the commission and the administration from the city. So if you could look at that ordinance, the way that we revised it down to the 7 and the quarterly meetings, and bring back any potential recommendation or changes. And most importantly, your thoughts on if we need to change to have a city administrator assigned to that committee, that would be appreciated.
Certainly, Commissioner. Actually, from my background, I was the point person on that ordinance for my township. So I do have a little bit of history as it relates to running any type of violations. But more important, I think the commission showing the value that our town places on human rights and reinstating that. We'll start from scratch with what we have, and we'll move forward at the leadership of the commissioner. So thank you.
Great, thank you.
So we have a motion from Commissioner Roberts with a second from Commissioner Banky. Roll call, please.
Mayor Heath,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Zeig,
Yes.
Commissioner Banky,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
No.
Commissioner Schwartz,
Yes.
Commissioner Chesser.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Commissioners, there are miscellaneous reports and minutes in your packet. Are there any questions or concerns on those? Hearing none, we will now begin general public comment. Just to reiterate, there is a 3-minute time limit. And for the record, please state your name and place of residence. We will begin inside the city chambers first. When we have exhausted all comment inside the chambers, we will then open it up to the Zoom participants.
Good evening, Casey White from Madison Township. I am a homeowner in the city of Adrian, and this is where I work. On behalf of the Adrian community for the repeal of the point of sale committee, I want to thank the residents of our city for their incredible engagement over the past months. The turnout, the conversations, and the willingness to speak made a real difference. Because you showed up and shared your concerns, the residents voted overwhelmingly to repeal the point of sale inspection ordinance. We also want to be clear. Our committee is not opposed to addressing blight. We all want a clean, safe, and vibrant city. Our concern was that this ordinance was not the right tool to achieve that goal. We look forward to working with the commission, city staff, and residents to find better, more effective solutions to reduce blight, solutions that support homeowners rather than burden them. Finally, we congratulate the newly elected commissioners. We are hopeful that their fresh perspectives will help move our community forward in a positive and collaborative way. And thank you again to everyone who took time to participate, attend meetings, talk with neighbors, and advocate for what you believed was best for our city. Your involvement mattered, and we are truly grateful. So thank you very much.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and members of the commission. Jacob Cooper, City of Adrian resident. I have a copy for you that I'll leave after I speak of a budget dated February of 2024, obtained via September Freedom of Information Act regarding the tunnel project. My comments will focus on the use of public funds and the unacceptable financial risk posed by this project. The project is planned to be funded by a $3.5 million state earmark and an additional $3 million federal earmark, totaling $6.5 million. Yet the FOIA budget documents reveal concerning figures well over that amount. The initial total expense shows a difference of $2.24 million above grant funding, meaning that would be city dollars paying for that. There's an alternative expense option that still shows a $554,000 budget shortfall after the City of Adrian assumes the responsibility of an additional $186,000 in additional cost. And to be clear, the $186,000 for landscaping and water main relocation are direct taxpayer funds being siphoned out of department budgets to prop up this project. I also raise a deeply disturbing issue regarding the property acquisition for the home at 577 South Main Street. The concern is the $554,000 budget shortfall was known when the February 24 budget was produced and well in advance of the time the home was demolished. Can the city explain the rationale for the irreversible commitment, the demolition and removal of a resident's home, knowing the financial deficit was already clearly established in the budget? All in, we're proposing to spend over $7.2 million, a figure based on 2024 dollars that will only be higher today due to inflation, on a project that delivers minimal, questionable value. The tunnel connects the Kiwanis Trail to just 0.46 miles of trail east of Main Street when there's a safe signalized pedestrian crossing that exists nearly 0.15 miles away at the Beecher and Main Street intersection. Meanwhile, our city is grappling with infrastructure failure evidenced by the recent closure of Bone Pool and the recent warning from the Kiwanis Regional Trail Authority that bridges are in dire need of repair, roughly in the tune of $2 million. And if those conditions worsen, it could lead to trail closures in the future. Why are we committing millions of dollars to a new tunnel that creates a guaranteed future maintenance liability when we cannot afford to maintain the existing infrastructure we have? Do we have the fully funded maintenance requirement by MDOT? I urge this commission to immediately abandon this fiscally irresponsible tunnel project and redirect every available dollar to maintaining the existing infrastructure the city of Adrian already has. Thank you.
Hi, Gail Dunaway, City of Adrian. Wasn't planning on talking tonight. Showed some pictures to Lisa. Things have changed. I love Halloween, particularly this past year, the place to be. Aaron was there, Elizabeth was there, I was there with Frankie. He's a dog. But there has to be a limit. I learned that in my neighborhood, I'm not going to mention the street, but I have pictures I'm going to show you afterwards, so don't run away. An autistic child lives next door to this house. If you've ever worked with autistic children, I have the scars to prove it. Trying to get them on track, and you don't know what kind of situation they go home to. Some of them are living in two-parent households. They're at one parent one weekend, another parent another weekend, different discipline styles. So staff has to start all over again. It takes almost a whole week to get them back on track. And the program for autism, it's very regimented. It's very linear. Sensory, they have extreme sensory issues, whether it's tactile, auditory, visual, and they have all of that living next to this house in question. So we really need to rethink what we mean by ordinances and blight and nuisance. This is an absolute nuisance. Our homes may be our castles, but we can't do whatever we want, whenever we want. So talk to you later.
Lisbeth Perez, City of Adrian resident. Good evening. I wish to formally express profound appreciation and gratitude for the strength of diversity within our city representatives and community members. The increasing diversity we see in our city, neighborhoods, schools, businesses, and public life is not a challenge to be managed. It is a strength to be celebrated and leveraged. We recognize that a truly thriving city is one that welcomes and actively supports people of all backgrounds, cultures, faiths, orientations, socioeconomic status, because they contribute with their unique talents. When we address a challenge, the diversity solutions proposed by a diverse group are always more creative, more comprehensive, and ultimately, more effective. I want to talk about language, specifically the language used when we talk about a group of people who are vital to our community, to our society, immigrants. They are mothers, fathers, workers, students, entrepreneurs, and dreamers. They are, simply put, human beings. Yet when we speak of immigrants who lack legal documentation, we often hear harsh terms. We hear the wrong word. A person cannot be illegal. Only actions can be illegal. Their fundamental existence is not a crime. The term is inaccurate and misleading. The word is dehumanizing. Instead of using illegal immigrants, I urge our community to use the terms that are accurate and respectful. Undocumented immigrant, unauthorized immigrant, or a person lacking legal status. The work of building a great city is never finished. but the future of the city is in this room. Welcome new elected city commissioners. And thank you all city representatives for all you do. Thank you. Gracias.
Hi, my name is Teddy White. I live in Madison, but I'm a lifelong Adrian resident. I'd just like to say that I hope that this commission will find a way to pivot to some of the things that really affect our community negatively. Drug abuse, substance abuse, mental illness, and homelessness. So, I know that's a big task. Whenever I bring it up to people, they say, "Well, we can't afford it. It can't happen here." But I just wonder how other communities can do it, and what are they doing that we can't do? And I think if we focus on that, we could accomplish it just like we accomplish other things in our community. So I just want to bring up the conversation. Hopefully that conversation can get started, and let's really start having a serious conversation about how we can deal with those things in this community. Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Allie Quinn, founder of Hope in Action right here in Adrian. I want to take a moment to reflect on what this election revealed about our community. First, congratulations to Commissioner Aaron Cheshire. His victory is not only historic as one of the first openly transgender people to hold public office in Michigan, but overwhelming. In a predominantly conservative county, Aaron didn't just win. He earned the second highest number of votes by being authentic, compassionate, and deeply committed to this city. I also want to congratulate Commissioner Tiffany Zeich. Throughout the campaign, especially at the candidate forum, Tiffany demonstrated tremendous strength and clarity. When harmful or racially charged comments were made, she stood up every time, firmly and with absolute poise. She showed the kind of principled leadership and grounded integrity Adrian needs. This election was extraordinary. In a red area, voters chose a young transgender man and a young woman and chose them by wide margins. That speaks volumes about where Adrian is headed. It shows this community is ready for leadership rooted in compassion, fairness, and real vision. And it also highlighted a sharp contrast. We all heard rhetoric during this campaign that troubled many of us. Statements dismissing DEI as offensive, blaming immigrants for economic issues, and questioning whether the city should help experiencing homelessness, including the exact phrase, "Where do we draw the line?" We also saw derogatory remarks towards minority groups, visible annoyance throughout the forum, and a dismissive attitude toward members of our community. That is not leadership, that is not community, and that is not the kind of person I want to be representing me or my city. Because the Adrian I know is the one that rallied behind compassionate, grounded, forward-thinking young leaders. The Adrian I know chose hope over fear, empathy over division, and progress over prejudice. This election shows us who Adrian is becoming, a community ready to uplift new voices, stand up for what's right, and move forward with courage and heart. I am deeply hopeful and beyond proud of where we are headed. Thank you.
Hearing no more public comment inside the chambers, we will now open it up to the Zoom participants. Hearing no public comment, we will now move on to the commissioner comments. I just want to once again highlight an amazing city employee we have with and a great hire with Abigail DeMeo, who just gets invited to a lot of the same things I get invited to, and she goes. She attends. She's very engaged in the community. She's really trying to make a difference. She doesn't have to go to these things, and I will see her at different things, and she's just kind of everywhere right now in our city, and it's just very appreciative. She's really taking this job very seriously, and putting forth extra effort, and it's not going unnoticed. Thank you, Abigail. Also, I would like to also just recognize a citizen of our community who also goes above and beyond, and that would be Lizbeth Perez. She, is extremely invaluable at the library, but I was in a dire situation of having a conference with a family that could speak no English, and my translator could not be there. And I called Lizbeth and said, "Is there any way you can make this work?" She was able to make somebody cover for her at the library, and came over to my school and was an amazing translator and just put this family at great ease, that we were understanding what the family was saying, and that they were understanding what we were saying as well, with Lizbeth there translating. So thank you for that amazing service that you do provide for our community, and you do it for no money, just out of the goodness of your heart, and we greatly appreciate it.
I'd just like to say Thanksgiving's coming up. And, oftentimes we have many families in need. And this is one thing that my wife and I do. We've done it for I don't know how many years. Is when Myers have their frozen turkeys on sale for 39 cents a pound. We go out, we use our M-Perks, we buy turkeys, as many as we can. We drop them off at the local food pantries or fruit or Fishes and Loaves, and they make sure that they get to families who are really in need. And especially this year, I think it would be a general asset if somebody could spend, and you don't have to buy a 50-pound turkey. You get one for under 15, 20 bucks, and just drop one off there would help a tremendous amount of families in the area.
Just
Congratulations to the new commissioners.
yes, yes, congratulations. So just a few announcements. I had the occasion to have a discussion with a Siena Heights University board member. I asked this person, what do I say to the public? Because people ask, why hasn't the city made a comment or said anything about Siena? And they asked for our patients and the public's patience. They are doing the best that they can in incredible circumstances. And the specific response was, we are concentrating on our current students and making this last year as memorable as possible. And we are concentrating on our faculty and staff to make sure that they have a place to land. So just know that they are trying. They are trying to get through this year as best as they can, and they will work with the city when it's an appropriate time. So please know that the city really isn't involved in this process at this point, but we are here to support them as much as we can. So also this couple of things coming up. Small Business Saturday is November 29th downtown. Please support all of the businesses downtown, any businesses in the local area that aren't downtown. It's really crucial. Putting in a shameless plug for the Buzz Cafe. It's their 5th anniversary. And so they'll have birthday cake or anniversary cake down there. So stop by and have some cake. Adrian Public Schools is having 2 open meetings about possible bonds. If you haven't heard yet, it's for possible doing a recreation area along with either something to do with a community pool with Bone Pools concerns. Tuesday, November 25th at Adrian High School Media Center at 7 p.m. and also Monday, December 1st at the Boys and Girls Club at 7 p.m. Comstock Christmas trees decorating start on Thanksgiving. We had Adrian High School students there today wrapping the trees with the lights. I'm not sure who else is going to be down there helping or if it's done yet, but I did see them down there working in the wind. So hopefully they got it done because I hear tomorrow is going to be turning cold. We have 9 applicants for the Community Academy, and I took a look at all of them. Great applicants. We still have room for many more, 15? No, I can't do my math. However many, up to 25. So please know that we will take applicants up at least until December 12th. Starts on January 8th for 10 weeks. It's a Thursday night this year from 6 to 7:30. Please consider joining. Even if you aren't able to make all 10, we ask that you try and make 8 of them. Also, I invite the commissioners that are new up here, or even those that haven't had a chance to attend any of those meetings. You are always welcome to come to the academy. You just let me know so that we have a spot for you. You don't have to apply or anything. So, but I encourage you to come to any or all of the academy nights. It's very, very enlightening. So the last thing I would like to say is, because this is the first meeting after the election, I would be remiss to discuss some commissioners that are no longer on the commission with Doug Miller and Gordon Gauss. I would like to thank them for their leadership in being willing to step forward. This is not this is not an easy job to do. It's very tough. And they stood up and raised their hand 4 or 5 years ago and said they were willing to serve the community. And they did it well, and they did it to the best of their abilities. So I just want to thank them for their service, since they weren't able to be here to thank them or to make a statement tonight. So thank you.
I just wanted to make one announcement. There is going to be a community held candlelight vigil on Friday, this Friday, the 21st, from 6:30 to 7:15 at the Ebide Center for Trans Day of Remembrance. The community is holding it to remember those that we lost this year. Thanks.
There will be a commissioner conversations at the Adrian District Library from 6 till 7 tomorrow, hosted by myself. If anyone wants to come out and talk in depth, ask questions, or just as some people in the audience, they just like to listen and hear what's going on in the city, that'd be great to come out. 83 years ago, there was a young 11-year-old girl who lost her citizenship in Germany, and she was deported. And the word deportation still causes her hurt and trauma. She is coming to Adrian on Wednesday night to talk about not only her deportation from Amsterdam to the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp, but she's going to leave our community with a message. And that message centers on 3 areas. That's refusing to be enemies. One person can make a difference, and to never be a bystander. I wish I could say tonight that that's open to anyone who wants to come, but we actually are at the fire department capacity for the basement of the Adrian District Library, with 108 people registered to attend. So look for the news reports on that, and hopefully we can have this fiery 94-year-old come back and share her amazing story in the future.
I want to thank the voters of the city of Adrian that elected me to this city commission. And many of you are probably wondering why I voted no for the Human Resource Committee, Human Relations. Because when I'm running for this commission, it's a nonpartisan commission, a nonpartisan mayor. Commissioner Chestnut was the only one endorsed by the Democratic Party and for this committee. And I thought it was kind of odd, since this is a nonpartisan position, why would the Democratic Party endorse anybody for this position? Because now with the votes with the Democratic Party wanting this committee in the city of Adrian, do we really have a nonpartisan commission? Because was this a litmus test to the Democratic Party because of who they supported? And that was my question on what happened tonight.
I just realized I did not thank somebody really quick. I just want to say our city administrator, Chad Baugh, is doing an amazing job. He is over communicating, which we love. We are not being sad about that. The city administrator reports we get are very extensive, and we know everything that is going on, and it is amazing and wonderful. And I know you put a lot of time into that, and you're really putting your heart and soul into this job, and just really want to thank you. But also, if you have concerns or you want to, meet with our city administrator, I know I'm watching it happen. I send an email, I forward it on because it has nothing to do with me and it needs to go to Chad. Chad is responding immediately. Like I can see the response happening very quickly, just very responsive to the public, very responsive to us. And we just greatly appreciate that, Chad. And welcome, Commissioner Moore, Commissioner Cheshire, and Commissioner Zeik. And hopefully your first meeting was a good experience, and we look forward to working with you. But also, just to let you know as well, and I know you've all met with Chad, but he really is amazing to work with, and you can reach out to any of us, or you can reach out also to Chad, and you will get a response. And we just are very excited to be working together for the betterment of Adrian. May I get a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.